We're talking Philly sports.
The Philadelphia Phillies are 2008 World Champions of Baseball.
And New York sports.
Ball game over. Yankees win. The Yankees win.
And the unique history and relationship between the two cities. With Mike Carr.
You're so money and you don't even know it.
And Adam Turkel.
I agree. Nobody's madder about than I am. They're going to say that, and I'm going to look at them and say, hey, you're right.
This is the Battle for I-95 podcast, starting now.
All right, welcome to the Battle for I-95 podcast. This is episode 23. And as always, we are brought to you by Easy Moving. Moving is hard enough. Do it the easy way. Servicing Fairfield, Connecticut, removal in New York. I am a fucking angry Turk, Adam Turkel of the New York fandom. And my partner is here, douchey Mike Carr of the Philadelphia scumbag fan base. How you doing, Mike?
Well, you know, it's just want to.
Ball game over. Yankees win. The
Wow.
Yankees
win.
Wow.
What a game though. What
a
game.
fucking game. All right.
What a game.
All right, so
it was a good game.
Fuck you. Let's get into this conversation, okay? Let's start with game one. I'm going to start with game one.
Game one.
A game that Garrett Cole, your ace pitcher, is absolutely dealing, right? 88 pitches into the sixth inning. And Aaron Boone, in his profound wisdom, decides it's a good time to take him out of the game with the lead 2-1 when he's dealing. And the Dodgers have 4 hits. Now, what this creates, Mike, is an avalanche of events that, in my opinion, did the whole series. Cost the Yankees the series.
In game one.
And I'm going to tell you why. So you pull Garrett Cole, which is dumb enough, after 88 pitches. You paid him $36 million a year for these moments. And you're pulling him on 88 fucking pitches, right?
God.
88. Not only are you doing that, now you're exposing your bullpen to the Dodgers early and often. They get to see Holmes, who now gets a little tired and has been shaky at best. They get to see Weaver. They get to see all of them in game one when they didn't have to, when it should have went Garrett Cole right to Weaver for the save. And then the further cascade and the final pin and the dumbest decision in the history of the World Series. You have Tim Hill, who is your lefty reliever, who has been great, nothing short of great in the playoffs. And you have a man who I like, Nestor Cortez, who hasn't pitched in 45 days. And by the way, is a starter. I got a bright fucking idea. Instead of bringing in Tim Hill, who should be in the game, we're going to bring in Nestor Cortez because I want to be cute. I'm going to try to be smarter than everyone. I'm not going to bring in the guy that got us here. I'm going to bring in a guy that's been on the shelf for 45 days who's not even a relief pitcher. Cortez throws the first pitch to Ohtani. Ohtani flies out, and a great play by Verdugo. Nobody talks about the fact that that was a batting practice fastball that Ohtani should have hit to fucking San Diego. We're not going to talk about that, but he gets him out. Then they intentionally walk Mookie Betts. And then here comes Freddie Freeman. And we're going to throw him a batting practice baseball right down the pipe, which Freeman deposits somewhere in fucking Anaheim after hitting. And the Yankees lose game one, a game that they should have never lost, at least not that way. Should have never happened. Now you set yourself up for the series. Now you got problems. You've exposed your bullpen.
That's game one.
That's game one.
That's just
You've
game
already blown the fucking series. And in game one, we see that Aaron Judge. No, not the 58 home run guy. No, not him. No. The one that hits 120 in the playoffs and strikes out repeatedly. And you could just tell he's off. Is it pressure? To some extent. And I'm going to say pressure in the sense of trying too hard. Trying to feel like, every swing of the bat has to be a 9-run homer.
Oh, he's the captain.
He's the captain. He feels the pressure of Derek Jeter and Thurman Munson and Babe Ruth and all the greats before him sitting on the shoulder.
Before him.
And I get it, right? Game two. I'm thinking to myself, why is Carlos Rodon starting on the road? Carlos Rodon at home has an ERA under 3, and on the road, almost 6. And Aaron Boone, smarter than the rest of us, goes with Rodon on the road, who proceeds to get a bat all nice and tidy, tightened up, and shoved right up his ass. Right up it.
Okay.
The Yankees hang around because their bullpen's really good.
Yeah.
Stanton hits yet another monster home run. Gets the Yankees in the game. Aaron Judge leaving small fucking towns on base. Every inning getting up with 1 or 2 men on and doing nothing. And it's starting to really hurt at this point in game 2. You're like, yo, the Dodgers are good. This ain't fucking Cleveland or Kansas City. If this man don't hit, we can't win this series.
But mama, that man, he came up again.
And here's Freddie Freeman in the first fucking inning. Boom! Again. Yankees lose game 2. I'm like, all right. They're going to go home and regroup because it's different in the Bronx, right? It's hard to play there. The New York fans, I admit it, we're a bunch of assholes. We're all over you. We'll try to steal the fucking glove off your hand in foul territory.
We'll get into that after.
Right? So we go home game 3. And instead of having Rodon, who's really good at home, right? That's not happening now. We don't have that. Game 3 is more the same. It's Aaron Judge striking out. It's the Yankees not getting enough timely runs. Mike, ironically, in the series, the Dodgers only outscored the Yankees by 1 run. Ironically. By 1 fucking run. And it sure didn't feel that way. I'll tell you that. But that's the reality of it. So you have game 3. Your game 3 starter, once again, does not go long. You have more issues. Continued fucking problems. Right?
Then game 4.
And then you got game 4.
Oh.
And the Dodgers get cute.
Bring me back.
The Dodgers get cute in a way that I thought was going to cost them history. They go with a bullpen game. And the Yankees come out with Luis Heel, who's good, but he has his ups and downs. He gets wild, this and that. They get in the hole because Freddie Freeman again. 2-run homer. The guy hits more fucking 2-run homers in the playoffs than anybody I've ever seen. Right? But it happens. The Yankees down 2-1. The kid, Volpe, comes to the plate and smacks a grand slam. And the Yankees take a 5-2 lead and go on to win the game convincingly.
11.
Putting up 11 runs. Everybody gets involved. And you see a sign from Judge. He gets a solid hard hit ball in the 8th inning that drives in a run. You're like, oh, maybe he's finally settling down. Maybe that's the one going to get him going. And once again, the bullpen is really good. But, Mike, they're overexposed now. They pitched all 3 fucking games now because Aaron Boone has to try to be smarter than everyone. Right? So this is what I said about game 1, why he lost the series in game 1. Because now your bullpen, which is your strength, is overexposed. The Dodgers have seen them all a few times now. Game 5.
What a game.
Fuck you.
Respect.
The game starts with Aaron Judge cranking a moonshot. And as a Yankee fan, my heart fluttered. I said, oh my God, he's back. Oh my God, he's back. This could really happen now. This has a chance. Garrett Cole looks like Nolan Ryan on the mound. You could tell, he's mowing people down. He's just
mowing.
No hitter through 5. Chewing him up. Eat him alive. Judge, home run. Chaz Chisholm. Oh, I said his wrong name. Jazz Chisholm. Back to back. Yankees take a 5-0 lead. I am now in the mind's thought at this time watching the game, saying not only are we going back to Los Angeles for game 6, but the Dodgers are in trouble because Aaron Judge just woke up. The Yankees are now hitting. They're feeling the energy, and they had the momentum. And I saw the Red Sox do it to the Yankees in 2004.
Which happens to be.
And it looked similar.
10 years ago.
It looked similar, Mike.
Or 20 years ago. Excuse me, 20 years ago.
Mike, it looked similar. It was like, okay, it's all, you could just see the looks on the faces of the players in the LA dugout. And you could just see they're like, oh no. We're down 5-0. We're going to have to fly back to fucking LA to close this out. Really? And I was supremely confident. And then
everybody would be with a 5-0 lead going into the 5th inning.
And then in the 6th inning, something that I've never seen in my life happened to a major league player of this man's caliber. Aaron Judge has not only been one of the best offensive players in Major League Baseball. You're also talking about a right fielder who got moved to center field just because he's so damn athletic. Played it basically without missing a step. The Yankees, the problem with my team, the Yankees, is they always think they're smarter than everybody, right? So instead of being smart and going and get a fucking center fielder this year, they said, we're going to move Judge to center, which at some point is going to bite you in the ass because while he is supremely athletic, he's still a right fielder, Mike. And there's the simplest of pop-ups hit to him. Something that you could tell he was already thinking of throwing the runner out at first because he was feeling it. He had hit a home run. He was back. I'm not saying that he was doing it selfishly. I'm saying he was doing it because he was like, I get it. And for that split second, he takes his eyes off the pop-up and he fucking drops a ball that my dog could have caught in the backyard. And it opens the door to the ugliest half inning of World Series baseball I have ever seen in my life.
Now it's a tie ball game.
Wait, no. Let's say how we got there first. Okay. So Judge drops the fly ball. Garrett Cole is still dealing. Mowing people down. Ground ball to Volpe. Volpe throws a crap throw to Chisholm, who is not a third baseman, but is playing third base. Oh, here's the Yankees again, being smarter than everyone. He can't handle a throw, and everybody's safe. And this shit is going on. And then the ultimate. Cole was kind of, I'm not going to say spent pitching-wise. He was in the inning exhausted, and Aaron Boone, in his great wisdom, decided not to go out to the mound or send anybody out there, just to give the guy a fucking blow, just to let him catch his breath for a second. You know what I'm saying, Mike?
Yeah.
You're out there throwing a lot of fucking pitches under the most pressurized situation in the world. My God, throw the man a line. Go have a fucking
one an inning.
Bro, go have a combo with the homie. Chill him out for a second. Let him breathe for a minute. No. We're not going to do that. And then on the most innocuous of knuckleball grounders to first base, Garrett Cole has a brain fart and doesn't cover first. And Rizzo hesitates and doesn't get there. And what should have been an inning-ending 3-1 ground out now sets the door for the biggest collapse in World Series history. The Dodgers go on to score 5 to tie the game. Now, Mike, I am despondent. I am watching this game like this. With complete disbelief in my face. With a complete reaction of blankness, as if I was an android that just got his computer chip turned off. Just like that. And the Yankees actually somehow muster some balls and take the lead back, which I was surprised at. I was like, okay, we can still win this game, man. We're not going to win this game the way I wanted because, Mike, mark my words. If the Yankees had gone and won that game 7-0, 7-1, 7-2, which is what it should have been, the Dodgers should not have won this game. Let's not get this twisted. The Dodgers didn't win this game, Mike. The Yankees lost it. There's a huge fucking difference. Huge difference. If they go back to L.A. after a 7-2 shellacking and getting shellacked 11-2 the day before, now something called doubt has creeped in their head. You know how it is in sports, Mike. Mentality is 3/4 of reality in sports.
Yep.
And your state of mental being is usually going to determine how you play. But no, the Yankees take the lead, 6-5. And then yet another unbelievable inning happens. An unbelievable inning where there's a balk. And another error. And a catcher's interference. In an inning where...
Which that kind of blew my mind a little bit, man. Like...
And two sack flies. And two sack flies. To take a 7-6 lead and what eventually closes the Yankees out. At 7-6. In a game they should have won.
3 hours.
Maybe 6-2. Maybe. Mike, Aaron Judge has to live with that drop pop-up because no matter what happened after it, that opened the floodgates to everything. And he's supposed to be the best player in baseball. And I don't give a shit if you're a right fielder playing center field. And he knows
you're
this.
An outfielder.
Bro, I don't have to tell him. Nobody has to tell him. He knows. He has to live with this now. He has to literally live with this, knowing that he dropped what is such a routine play that 9-year-olds make it all the time. Garrett Cole has to live with not covering first for something he's done a billion times from spring training through every season he's played in his life since he was a little kid wearing a Yankee cap. They all have to live with this shit, right?
Yeah.
It all started game 1 when Aaron Boone fucked the series up from Jump Street.
So Aaron Boone's got to go.
And he won't.
Yeah, because he got him there. Well,
no, his contract's actually up, Mike.
Yeah, but he got him there.
Yeah, but that's not why he won't go.
Why is that?
He won't go because he's a yes, sir. Because he's into their analytics.
Oh.
Because they love the way he manages, because he does things the way they want. So even if they fired Aaron Boone, even if they didn't retain him, whatever you want to call it, they're just going to bring in another one just like him because that's what the Yankees want. They want a data applicator. They don't want a coach by the seat of your nuts manager like Joe Girardi was. And Joe Girardi used a lot of analytics, but when it came push comes to shove decisions, he went with his gut. Joe Torre went with his gut. These guys that won World Series went with their fucking guts. And I actually like Aaron Boone, so it actually hurts me to bang on him and Judge. The biggest irony of Game 5, Mike, is that 3 of the most important Yankees, Judge, Volpe, and Garrett Cole, all made the errors that was their demise. And it was a microcosm of the entire 2024 season of all the poor defense that they played all year long. And it ended them. And they deserved it. Congratulations to the Los Angeles Dodgers.
There we go.
For winning the World Series that you didn't deserve. And for celebrating on my fucking field.
Ooh, yeah, that's kind of hurt. Been there.
That's my Yankee rant, Mike. What do you think?
Yeah, you said it all. And that's, that's our show.
It's just unfucking believable that it's not unbelievable the Dodgers won the series. They were the favorite.
It's not. And they were on paper, the better team.
It's the way they won the series. Mike, if Aaron Boone coaches a normal game 1, and doesn't pull Garrett Cole, and let's go for argument's sake, because you don't know what's going to happen, but let's say for argument's sake, Cole continues to deal, pitches another inning and 2/3, right? and gets it to the 8th inning straight to Luke Weaver, who was lights out for 2 innings. The smart assumption is the Yankees win that game 3-1. That's the smart assumption, because people are never in the game to give up the tying runs, because Nestor Cortez is not on the mound at any point during this game. So if they win that game, as they should, and if they win yesterday's game, which I don't think there's a single human being on God's green earth that's going to say they shouldn't have won yesterday's game.
I saw 5-0. I went, well, this is going back to LA.
Mike, they'd be up 3-2 going back to LA.
Yeah.
3-2. 3-2.
Right. That's must win for everybody. Because you get
Juan Soto
seven.
Juan Soto had a big problem too. He misplayed a ball that ended up costing them. You know?
Phillies are going to somehow get him.
So the Dodgers are the world champs. The Yankees go down in 5. And baseball's over.
Dodgers get their parade that they've been waiting since 2020 to have.
Fuck them. They stole Brooklyn's team. Blow it out your ass. You shouldn't have no parade. Get out of here. Fuck out of here with that stolen team. Your fucking fake-ass stolen team that Branch Rickey ripped out of my beautiful borough of Brooklyn. Fuck you. I don't want to hear about that Dodger bullshit. Stick that blue tradition straight up your candy ass because the Turk said so. All right?
Oh, man.
Yeah, I'm not feeling that parade. I'm going to tell you something else. We got a lot of off-season to talk about going forward on other shows.
We do.
Obviously, one of the biggest subjects is going to be Juan Soto. Did you hear that motherfucker after the game?
No.
This motherfucker.
What did he say?
So, if someone asked you after a tough World Series loss, you had a great year as a player, right? You teamed up with Aaron Judge. Let's keep him being. The reason you had such a great year is because you hit in front of Aaron Judge, right? I'm not saying Soto's not a good player otherwise. I'm saying the reason you had your best year ever is because you're hitting in front of this monster, right? And instead of saying, or instead they asked, well, what about free agency, Juan? You know, the Yankees have an edge. Did you have a good time here? Juan Soto's, first I'm going to tell you what Juan Soto should have said. What I would have said. Guys, we just took a tough loss. My head's not even there yet. You know, give me a couple days to process everything that just went on. This just isn't the time. Fair, right?
Sure.
What does this cocksucker say?
Fuck off.
Oh, well, you know, I'm not shutting anybody off. All 30 teams have a chance for me. And, you know.
Open the door, huh?
Dude, he didn't just open the door. He basically said to every New York fan, go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
And I don't care that we just lost.
Well, think about what he just saw over the past couple weeks.
Bro, hey, let me ask you something. You've played sports before. You're not some schmuck. Well, you play with these guys, no matter what your motivation is. Don't you kind of become brothers with them?
Some teams, yeah, you do. Absolutely.
Okay, so
the ones that you get in the championship.
Wait. Even teams that aren't great, there's always a few people that you're bros with. Always.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, sure.
All right. He basically told all of his teammates to go fuck themselves. Because he didn't like act like it bothered him. It didn't matter. Well, you know, all 30 teams can call me about my services. We'll take care of that. You know, nobody has an edge.
He's going to be worried about that $60 million a year he's going to be getting.
Nobody has an edge. Nobody has an advantage. Bro, you just lost the fucking World Series. And by the way, you misplayed 2 balls in that World Series that were contributing factors. Why don't you shut your fucking greedy pie hole? Stick it up your fucking candy ass because the Turk said so, right? And fucking take your teammates' backs and talk about your free agency after you clear out your locker, you fucking selfish cocksucker. How about that? How about that? Mike. I'm raw. I'm fucking raw, bro. I'm raw.
You should be. That was a shellacking.
Fuck you. Your team didn't even make it to the dance. You lost to the
That's
JV.
true.
Shut the fuck up. I don't even want to hear
true.
Philadelphia bullshit right now.
I'm allowed to have an opinion. So, let's move on now because, like you said, we're going to be going into the MLB offseason.
We suck again.
My poor Yankees, yeah. And when Judge dropped that fly ball.
What the fuck?
27 fucking titles. My poor Yankees.
Bro, it's been 15 years. It's been a long time. In
He
Philly
had 2
years,
shots
that's
at it,
50.
too.
In Philly years, that's 50. Okay? Yeah.
No, we're used to it. It's always next year.
All right, so that wraps up baseball. We'll talk off-season baseball when we get to it. It's not time for that yet.
No.
Congratulations to the LA douchebags with the stolen team from Brooklyn. Hope you're all fucking happy, scumbags. And yeah, you know, I won't wish an earthquake on you, but I'm not fond of that stadium. That stadium could fall apart. I wouldn't give a fuck. All right. But anyway, just a stadium. No harm to people. These are not the views of the show. We don't want to harm the people, but the stadium can go to shithole. All right. So let's get to the next subject.
Where do you want to go next? To the ice or the court?
I'm gonna give myself a break and I'm gonna go to the court.
All right.
All right. We're gonna go to the court. We're gonna go round ball. We're gonna go b-ball. Okay. So the Knicks so far, right? Kind of what I expect, a little up and down because they got to figure out the chemistry. Couple really good games though. Blew out Indiana last night. Karl Anthony Towns officially became a Knick. He took Miami to the woodshed and put up a 44 spot on them. And the Knicks went into Miami and beat them there. I'm happy with the direction the Knicks are on their way to. I'm very confident that as they get more chemistry, they're going to get better. And their talent is just, their starting five is as good as anybody in the league. And right now they're 2-2. I said 15 to 20 games for them to really get their shit together. That's kind of what I expect. In Philadelphia, what's the under-over for Embiid and George? 20 games? 30 games? What's the over
Knicks this year?
Yeah. What's the
Embiid's
over?
not going to qualify for the MVP.
Oh, definitely not.
In 40
that
games.
Motherfucker ain't playing 65 games, bro.
40 games, 42 games, maybe. This is what I was telling you last year. They are easily shutting themselves out of this city. They're shutting themselves. I'm not playing back-to-back games.
Oh, I heard that. Oh, my God. Dude, and Shaq eviscerated him for it.
Oh,
Did you see what Shaq said?
Yeah, he has become the Anthony Richardson of the NBA. I need a break. What? The fuck are you talking about?
What's that dude making? 49 mil a year, 50 mil a year?
Enough. Enough.
I'm not playing back to back.
He's doing well. He's doing well.
I'm sorry. I'm going to say this, Mike. He's fucking soft.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's just every year it's getting worse. It went from the guy who was the rock, and hey, maybe it's a mental thing now. Maybe it's just like, you know, I put myself fucking out there for the team all these years, break my leg and stuff, and now, you know, I'm going to start looking out for me. Which,
but personnel-wise, Mike, arguably, the Sixers probably this year have given him better talent around him.
Yeah.
Than he's had in forever. I mean, you're talking.
Shaq
even if Paul George plays 45, 50 games, that's better than anybody Embiid's played with. Maxi's already showing you playing alone that he is what we think he is.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So, wouldn't you think Embiid would say, yo, I got a good team around me. I got to ball out.
You would think that. You would think that. We drafted this kid. Maybe, like I said, maybe it's like it has to be a psycho thing. It has to be going to, oh, now I'm not the guy anymore. I guess I could just take it back. Like, I'm going to take my ball and go home.
Wow. You think he's actually mad because they got Paul George?
No, I think that now that Maxey is being the person that he is.
It's Maxey jealousy.
Oh, my God.
Oh,
I mean, the guy is everything Philly wants.
I got some bad news for Embiid. It's not going to change.
It's not.
Embiid's going to be gone eventually, and Maxey will still be there.
Right.
It's just a matter of when.
He was 32 last night against the Pistons, who we lost to.
I know.
We lost to the Pistons.
Yeah. Yeah. Knicks are going to shellac them tomorrow.
Yeah.
The Pistons.
It started, and, you know, the Sixers started rough. You have the Bucks and the Raptors that open up the season. And, you know, you put up 2 L's. They beat the Pacers.
You can't lose to the Pistons, Mike.
Yeah, I know. Then we lose to the Pistons after beating the Pacers.
Wow.
After beating the Pacers. And we got the Grizzlies Saturday. Whenever, you know, Crybaby Embiid wants to come back, and take the Camden Sixers. You know,
The Camden Sixers.
I'm going to keep calling them that because it's not until we start building it. Now we have to build around Maxey. You got to start getting that identity back. As
I said to you the end of last year,
team.
what I say to you the end of last season when the Knicks eliminated the Sixers, I said they should trade Embiid while he still has value. Didn't I say that? I said trade him, get a bunch of first-round picks, build around Maxey, take a year to do it or whatever, but trade him while he's still valuable. Now, his value is going to come down further this year, Mike.
I know, because he's not going to play any games.
He's not going to play a lot, and he's often injured. You know,
all he has is a resume.
His resume,
gold medalist,
loses in the first or second round every year.
Loses in the first, second round every year.
Every year.
Gets hurt.
Yeah. So,
but that's the Sixers. I hope for our city's sake that somebody starts talking to this guy and says, hey, man, like, you're in one of the best markets in the NBA, and you're going to lose it. And then you're going to get shipped off to, like, Oklahoma City.
So, Mike, I'm going to say it again. If when we get to the All-Star break or close to it, which is about 50 games, if the Sixers are a 500 club, they should turn around and trade him.
Yeah. I'd be happy if they're 500.
They should.
They don't look like they're going to be a 500 team.
Wait till you play the Knicks.
That's
I heard the Wells Fargo Center changed its name, Mike.
Did we?
Yeah, you don't even know.
Oh.
Yeah. Wait, I'm gonna get it up for you right now. How do you not know this? You live in that shithole. How do you not know?
I have no idea. But the Sixers play the Knicks the first part of the NBA Cup group stage, which is another fucking shit show.
Oh, you talking about that? I can't stand that fucking thing, Mike.
The participation trophy.
I can't do that. I can't do it. I can't even really pay attention to it. To me, it's just regular season games.
Exactly. That's all it is. And then you get a cool little trophy at the end.
Yeah, I heard the Lakers were hanging a banner for theirs from last year. Let me tell you, that's really that's really something else. I don't see the name. I did hear it the other day, but it is changing from the Wells Fargo Center. Obviously, that center is going to undergo things with the Sixers looking to leave and build their own place either in Center City or Camden, whichever it ends up being.
Like I said, they already proved it for Center City.
That doesn't mean it's going to go through.
It's going to go through.
That don't mean it's going to go through.
I'm going to guarantee it's going to go through.
I saw it happen already in New York. It don't mean it's going to go through.
I'm going to guarantee
because of where it is, Mike.
Listen, I understand. I get it.
You're about to piss off 2 million Chinese people.
Right. But they don't go to the games.
Yeah, but it's their neighborhood.
I understand. But
they don't have to sell if they don't want to.
They'll get them to sell.
Oh, well, that's what they thought was going to happen on the west side of New York, too.
That's because you guys are all coming down here. You're selling. It's an invasion.
We'll see. I mean, I still think that there is, I'll call it a 40% chance that the Sixers do end up in Camden. Just because I think all the residential neighborhoods people are not going to be so quick to sell to allow them to build it. Even though it was approved by the city, it was approved to be rezoned, the properties still have to be purchased.
Right.
And that is the block that I'm talking about that there's no guarantee on. They can't force people to sell even if they offer them $3 million on a $500,000 property. They can't force them to do it. So we'll see if that goes through. Basketball underway. You're not so confident. I'm very confident. Let's switch over to the other indoor sport. Real quick. Neither one of us is going to sit here and act like a super duper hockey aficionado.
No.
But I am going to say this. The Rangers are off to a hell of a start. They look like a team that's going to go back to where they were last year. It's just going to be a matter of, can they take that extra step? Can they get by the Floridas of the league? The Rangers, I believe, are now 7-0-1 or 7-1-1, and they look really, really good, Mike.
Yeah. Listen, Flyers are right where we want them. They have three. They're 3-6-1. This kid, I can't even pronounce his name. Mitrov. He's looking like the real deal.
Well, your team is very young, Mike. So you're looking for your team to be relevant. Probably not this year. Maybe bottom of the line playoffs.
Maybe.
But your real relevance probably starts next year. That's probably what you're looking at.
Absolutely. They're saying, I think they said it, we have 12 first-round picks on this team out of the 25, 26, I'm not exactly sure. 25, 26 of the roster that you have. 12 are first-round picks. So somebody valued them at some point.
How many of those do you really have to hit on? 2 or 3?
I mean, it's shown at least three or 4.
If you hit on a few of them, that usually means you're going to be a serious contender for a long time.
For a long time. To build a dynasty.
Yeah.
To build a dynasty, you need at least 3 to 4 solid guys.
Right.
You know? One of them being a goaltender. The poor kid got lit up like a 4th of July cracker. It wasn't good. It was not good. I forget what his name was.
He's no Igor Shesterkin, I'll tell you that.
Kosolov. I forgive me to my Eastern European people. I don't know how to say any of
Mike's lack of pronunciation does not reflect the views of this show.
Does not reflect the views of the show. Yes. I love you all. I love that you hockey because I don't.
Hey,
but
I don't generally dig, it's funny when it comes to hockey and basketball, I've always had the thought that you could really only lean heavily to one or the other because they both play the same time. So it's hard to invest in both. You know what I mean? I tend to lean much heavier basketball, and hockey doesn't play a prominent role to me until we get closer to spring and playoff positioning starts jockeying around. And that's generally when I start watching more Rangers and, paying more attention to it. Like right now, how the fuck am I watching a Ranger game? I had the Yankees in the World Series. I got the Jets stinking up the fucking planet.
You got the Jets doing comedy shows every Sunday.
Is it that time already? Is it?
Almost. Just want to note, if your Rangers don't do well, the Devils are in first place in the
Nobody cares about the Devils. Nobody cares. They're the whores of the league. Nobody cares about the Devils, okay? The Islanders, too. They're a bunch of insignificant pricks also out there on Long Island. You keep your team out there. That's not the real city team. It's about the Rangers. Everybody else is just kind of a tick on our ass, all right? That's the way I see it. But, of course, my views are my views and my views only. Right?
Yes, and they don't reflect the show's views.
They don't reflect the show's views of making fun of other teams and calling them ticks on people's asses.
Speaking of one.
Okay. Wow. We're going to do this, huh? Wow, we're going to do this.
Guess who plays today?
So, let's talk about what is starting to look like the most disappointing all-star team ever assembled.
Nah, you didn't have the dream team.
The New York Jets at a robust 2-6, who have fired their head coach, traded for Devontae Adams, even got your homeboy, Mr. Reddick in camp, right? Gave him a contract. And then what do? They lose to the loser, New England Patriots.
What year is it?
What the fuck?
I don't even know what to say.
He's stroking.
I'm watching this fucking game, Mike, right? And the Jets have been bad all year, and it's time to start calling them on the carpet. Aaron Rodgers looks fucking old. All right?
Here we go.
This is how he looks old. He doesn't get away from pressure anymore. He doesn't even try to. Fuck him and his fucking cayenne pepper water bullshit that he's talking about all over the fucking place. And all the other bullshit that he wants to spew at everybody, thinking he's smarter than everyone. Aaron, are you listening to me, Aaron? Listen to me closely.
He's making friends with the dark right now.
You're on the verge of all of New York City never forgiving you, of your career becoming a footnote because of how it ends. I'm going to tell you something about this fucking team, Mike. Number one, they're the most undisciplined bunch of bums I've ever seen in my life. They commit more fucking penalties than hookers do tricks on a Saturday night. It's unfucking real how penalized this team is in every situation. Problem number two, Greg Zuerlein somehow got his right leg cut off and tried to replace it with his dick because it's not going anywhere and he can't hit a field goal or an extra point to save his fucking life right now. And the fact that they've allowed this to continue with no accountability for 3 fucking weeks, that they've lost 3 fucking games because of this fucking guy, I can't take it anymore. As badly as they're playing, Mike, they should have won their last 3 games if they just hit field goals and extra fucking points. It's real simple. It's fucking football, bro. Kick it between the uprights. I can't even believe what I watch with this team. And then
2 quarterbacks went through that game too.
Oh, whoa. We're going to get to that part right now. All right. New England. Everyone said, well, you're going to beat New England. New England stinks. New England's 1-6. They're terrible. They're brutal. You're going to beat them. There's no way you can lose to them. And this, other than the missed kicks, this vaunted awesome defense. They're so awesome. Gives up a 75-yard drive in the last minute and a half to Jacoby Brissett and a bunch of receivers that I couldn't pick out of a criminal lineup. And they go right downfield and score in the last play of the game. And the Jets, once again, as always,
we suck again.
it never fucking ends. You could change the uniform. You could change the coaches. You could change the players. You could change the stadium. You could change the fucking state. You could change the time of day. You could change your underwear. And nothing changes. This is the Jets. It's always this way. And now they're 2-6. They play Houston tonight. And I completely expect them to get their shit pushed in. Pushed all the way in.
They're going to win, and they're going to pull you right back in. You're going
Go
to about how
fuck
great Aaron Rodgers is.
No. Fuck him.
The Patriots also didn't have one receiver over 50 yards.
Wait, did you hear the statistic that was said after the game?
What's that?
The Jets are the first team since 1940 to lose a game in which they held the opponent team to under 250 yards, not turn the ball over, and have over 400 yards themselves.
I was going to say, I'm looking here, and I mean, I watched the game through Red Zone. It was. I didn't want to message you because I'm like, this guy's going through enough right now,
bro. This fucking team is a mess, and this is the reality of this team right now, right? Joe Douglas has to be fired. I don't even know how he's still there right now. Dog. Trying to sit between the freaking tripod. Chill. Joe Douglas has to be fired.
Yeah.
We talked about this last week. The 3 most important teams on the team, arguably, are the quarterback, the head coach, and the guy who protects the quarterback, right or left tackle, depending on whether he's right or left-handed. And he fucked up all 3. And getting Aaron Rodgers is a product of screwing up the number 2 overall pick.
Yeah.
All this stuff that they've had to do with the patchwork and buying guys is because of the bad picks. This is all on him, Mike. Every bit of it. The head coach he hired that sucked. The interim coach that's in there covering for the head coach that sucked. All of it. It's all on him. They got to blow it up, Mike.
Well, you got to wait another couple of months for that because they're not doing it now.
I'd fire his ass right now.
They're not doing it now. Meanwhile,
I mean, at this point, you might as well fucking hire Fireman Ed. I mean, at this point, it's a mess. And when we look at the NFL right now, the sad thing is that the AFC is wide open. I mean, yeah, the Chiefs are 7-0, but have they looked great?
No. But at the same time, they just got. So I mean, with the trade that the Chiefs made to get the Andre Hopkins, it's going to change a lot going forward.
They might. I mean, look, the defense has played well, right? So we know they can play defense. That's kind of how they won the Super Bowl last year. Was really more on their defense than it was on the offense, and Mahomes just doing Mahomes things when it's time to do Mahomes things. Now you add someone like Hopkins. Now Hopkins isn't the blazing speed receiver. He's not Tyreek Hill, but even at his older, advanced age now, he's still a hell of a possession receiver, a big third down target. And I think the bigger part of it is he's going to free up the tight end a little more. He's going to free because Kelsey has been very underwhelming this year.
Right. And they also just got Joshua Uche from the Patriots. So they just upgraded the pass rush too.
Unbelievable.
So this is going to be they just threw napalm into the fire, really. I mean, this offense is going to be close to unbeatable.
And other things in the AFC, you know, Frank, who is still recovering, his team, the Steelers, 6-2. I can't believe that's going on. And
that was a shit show of a game too to start. I mean, they almost lost that game
to the stinky Giants.
To the Giants. The Giants. Yeah. Daniel Jones looked like Tom Brady out there for the first half.
For the first half, and then
he became Daniel Jones again.
Midnight, he turned back to Daniel Jones.
Right.
Yeah. And your team, let's go to the NFC for a second. Ups and downs, I guess you could say.
So we have here's our problem with our identity. That was talked about a lot this week by Sirianni. He keeps saying we're a team that runs the ball. You haven't been. So
what do you mean you haven't been? Barkley's been phenomenal.
I'm talking about over the past couple of years.
Oh, I'm talking about this year.
This year, yes. We have Saquon Barkley. We have one of the top 3 running backs in the league. Now we run the ball a lot. And this was also it wasn't like Saquon was the one that blew it up like in the Giants game. He had over 100 yards. He ran the ball well. I'm not taking anything.
It was a very quiet 100 yards, though.
It was a quiet 100 yards, unlike the week before. But Jalen Hurts looked good. But we still can't score in the first quarter. Nothing. We have not scored in the first quarter this season. Nothing. Not a field goal, not a safety, nothing.
Does it really matter, Mike, right now?
Right now, at 5-2, no, don't matter.
Until you play Washington.
It's going to matter. It's going to matter because you have the Jaguars this week. And, oh, my God, I'm sitting here looking again going, they're going to lose this game. They're going to find a way to lose this game. Because that's the identity of this team, is we don't know what the fuck clusterfuck's going to come out that day. We don't know if Jalen's going to be throwing dots or dunks. Okay? We know Saquon's going to get the ball at least 20 times. But we don't know what's going on with our defense now. Slay's hurt. So we got Darius Slay. He's hurt. That's going to put more pressure on the 2 rookies, Mitchell and DeJean. I hope to God Trevor Lawrence doesn't look like the Trevor Lawrence. So we're going to need to get our pass rush is going to have to say the way that it is. We're starting to see the Georgia boys step up with Nelson and Dean. I haven't really heard much from Bryce Huff. You don't really see a lot of zero running in. But We'll see what happens. I'm not touching the game because it's one of those games. It's one of those games that freaks me out because it's a team that you should stomp on.
Yeah, but you know how that works.
Exactly.
You know how that works.
Yeah.
Kind of like we should have stomped on the Patriots.
Kind of like you should have stomped on the Patriots. Kind of like that World Series supposed to go to 6 games.
Anyway. Bunch of dirty whores. Anyway, gotta straighten my shit out. All right, so let's go a little deeper in the NFL. Lions, Packers, Bears, Vikings. Looks like the best division of football.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody in that division seems really good, including the Bears. What that causes a problem for you guys, Mike, is let's say Washington wins the division.
Mm-hmm.
Are the Eagles going to be able to hang around for a wild card with that division being so good? That I can see that division getting 2 or 3 teams in. Easy.
Oh yeah. Well, it might only be 2 because the Cowboys are.
No. I'm talking about the North.
Oh, the North. The North.
I mean, Green Bay, Minnesota, and Detroit all have 5 and 6 wins.
Interesting stat from the Lions. The Lions have not played 1 game outside yet.
Not yet.
Jared Goff is terrible outside. Courtesy of another sports radio show that does a lot better than us, so I'm not going to name it. They need any more publicity.
Well, they have 10, I believe 10 of their 17 games are indoors because they have their 8 home games.
Yeah.
And they play in Minnesota once, and they played in Atlanta already. And I think that's it.
Yeah.
So that's 10 indoor games they get this year. Yeah.
They've not yet played outside yet.
I don't think it's going to make a huge difference, to be honest with you.
Well,
that team's just good. It's a good team. They're
going against the Packers.
Well, we'll get into that. We're going to talk about our picks this week. Yeah, we can get into that. So let's start with this. Why do I got to start with this? Fucking really? I mean, I know what's going to happen, right? And I'm going to say this tonight.
You can do it. Get that old ass of yours in. You can.
Yeah, it's going to be Aaron Rodgers because tonight the Jets play the Texans, and don't ask me how. The 2-6 Jets are a 2-point favorite over the 6-2 Texans. What? What the fuck is going on?
Trap.
I just okay. So I get the Texans just they lost Stephon Diggs for the year.
Yeah.
Right. Their best receiver. But has anybody been watching the Jets? The Jets stink. They stink. They're not good. I mean, they can't kick field goals. They can't score touchdowns. The quarterback is older than Jesus Christ. The line couldn't block you. And the defense couldn't stop a runny nose in the summer. So why the hell would that line be like that?
Listen, I don't make the numbers up. There's a lot of times I go and I look at the number and I go, that's basically a pickle game. I'll throw all your money on the Texans.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then Aaron Rodgers throws for 300 and 2 touchdowns. And
yeah, with that being said, I'm taking the Jets tonight. Yeah. Fandom is what it is, right? I mean,
sure.
I'm hoping for the best. The reality is the Texans should win this game going away.
Yeah.
If they're as good as we think they are, and if the Jets stink as bad as we think they stink, right?
Yeah. But I mean, listen, this week you might as well go down, just like Bon Jovi did and played his glory.
Oh, the blaze is already gone. We're down to smoke and ashes now. Yeah, dust and bones. We're at the Guns N' Roses stage, And anybody that thinks this about the Jets.
Playoffs? Don't talk about it. Playoffs? You kidding me?
You kidding me?
You're almost eliminated.
I mean, it's hard to fathom that a team with all this talent, and I still stand by this, the roster is a top 5 roster, but I think it was described best on Get Up. I want to give them the credit for it. I think it was Get Up that said it. The Jets are like a bunch of mercenaries, where the name on the back of the jersey is more important to them than the logo on the side of the helmet. And while they have a lot of talented players, they're not a team. And you know why they're not a team, Mike? Because the team needs a head coach.
Yeah, I guess that too. Your quarterback probably should show up in the middle of for training camp instead of meeting with the dark.
Well, maybe he should smoke some more ayahuasca. Maybe he'll get his game going, because right now it's not looking great, right? Let's move on to the next game. We got Broncos at Ravens. The Ravens are a 9-point favorite at home. Broncos haven't looked terrible. Ravens keep losing games you don't think they're going to lose.
I'm going to go with the Ravens. I think that their defense is pretty good. And rookie quarterback.
Yeah, you kind of have to take the Ravens in this. I mean, even though 9 is a big number. Denver's defense is pretty good, but is anybody's defense that good against Lamar Jackson other than Pittsburgh's?
Well, didn't we they just lost last week too.
Yeah, they lost last week to a team they shouldn't have lost to.
Yeah, it didn't that wasn't it wasn't ideal. But I think they'll bounce back this week.
Yep. Miami Dolphins have Tua back, and they're at Buffalo, and Buffalo is a 6-point favorite.
Buffalo.
I'm going to take Miami. I'm going to tell you why. Number one, they're a different team with Tua. Number two, they tend to play well against Buffalo. Division game, record kind of goes in the toilet.
Yeah.
And I think Buffalo's due for a loss, so I'm going to take Miami in this one, especially with almost a touchdown in points. Here's a good one. And I don't agree with this line. The Commanders are at the Giants, and the Giants are a 4-point favorite. I think the Commanders should be the favorite, even on the road.
Yeah.
I got to take the Commanders in this game, Mike.
Yeah, I mean, if you're already going to give me 4, I'll take it.
Yeah, I mean, geez.
The Giants, I mean, they just can't get out of their own way.
Well, let's call a spade a spade.
And
the quarterback stinks.
And
you can't win in the league with that.
Right.
And they don't have Barkley anymore. So, wow, that's rough. Yeah. Yeah. All right, then we got this barn burner. The shitty Vegas Raiders at the shitty Bengals, but the Bengals look like they're figuring it out a little bit. The Bengals are a home 7-point favorite. But Gardner Minshew's weird. He can win you some games sometimes, Mike.
Oh, yeah, we had him here. The old Top Gun jacket. I'm going to go with the Bengals. I think they looked good last week, and we kind of demoralized them at a certain point. I think they get up early on the Raiders, and they'll take that one.
Yeah, I thought they took a good shellacking last week in some ways, I actually thought they were going to win that game at one point. So it's kind of demoralizing, especially because
first drive, Joe Burrow looked like
right downfield.
Yeah, his what was the second year he went to the Super Bowl?
Yeah,
he looked great. I thought the same thing too.
Yeah, so I'm going to say they get off the map too, because I just don't think the Raiders have enough. And Cincinnati's season depends on this game. Their season's over if they don't win, so they're going to be desperate. Here's a good one. The awesome Dallas Cowboys in Atlanta against Kirk Cousins and the Falcons. The Falcons are a 3-point home favorite.
Fuck the Cowboys. Go Falcons.
I'm going to take the Cowboys.
It's fine.
I think they're due for they got to play better than they played, Mike. They're better than they've showed. I mean, yeah, they're not a great team this year, but they're not a 12-loss team either. They have to play better than this. And they are only 3-4. It's not like they're 2-6 like the Jets are. They're only 3-4. So I think Dallas will figure this out, because Atlanta's not great either. We'll put it that way. They're not great either.
But here's one thing about Kirk Cousins. He wins games.
He does, but so does Dak in the regular season. So
yeah, sometimes.
We'll see. We'll see. L.A. Chargers in Cleveland. Cleveland's a 1-point home favorite, basically a pick 'em.
Yeah.
Cleveland with the new quarterback, Jameis Winston, played well last week.
Yeah.
Beat the Ravens.
I think that was a flash in the pan. I'm going to take the Chargers.
I'm going to say no fluke. Cleveland has more talent now. They have a stable quarterback situation. I'm going to take Cleveland. I actually think Deshaun Watson stinks now, and I think that this is an upgrade. And their defense is still pretty good, and they can still run the ball decently. And the reason they've been losing games is because of the quarterback. And last week, the first time they have another quarterback, what happens? They go beat the Ravens. I think it continues. I think Cleveland wins the game. New Orleans Saints, 7-point road favorites in Carolina.
Carolina's terrible.
So are the Saints right now.
Saints are. This got to be the smell and salt game. They have to go out there and they got to beat up on this team. I know it's a division game. It's supposed to be a close game. I'm picking the Saints.
I'm going to take Carolina at home because 7 points is a lot for a home game. So you're giving me a home team and you're giving me an extra touchdown with it. I'll take it. I think the Saints win the game. I don't think the game is that skewed. I think that it's going to be a field goal game either way. The ass-white Patriots against the shitty Titans. The shitty Titans are 3.5-point home favorites over the ass-white Patriots. The Patriots coming off their big win against the Jets.
Their season's still alive.
Season's still alive, tied with the Jets at 2-6 with a tiebreaker. Jesus Christ.
Brother.
I think the Patriots go back to sucking and Tennessee wins.
I hope for your mental clarity that happens too. I think I hope the Titans win.
Oh, unbelievable. Here we go, Mike. The Doug Peterson revenge game. Your Philadelphia Eagles will be home.
We'll be home.
Right. They will be home. But Doug Peterson, who got you your only Super Bowl victory, coming back to town with your homie, Trevor Lawrence. The Eagles are 7.5-point home favorites. I'm going to say this, Mike. You lose this game, pack it up. You're not catching Washington. Must-win game for the Eagles. I'll take the Eagles and give the points.
Yeah, you said 7, right?
7.5.
7.5.
More than a touchdown.
I'm going to take the Jaguars and the Eagles.
Are you reverse mushing? Is that why you're doing it? You're trying to reverse mush?
Fucking hope I do every week. And as long as it keeps working, I'm going to keep doing it.
Worked last week.
You know what Kevin Costner said in Bull Durham? You don't fuck with the streak.
That's right. You don't fuck with the streak. That's right. That's right. Chicago Bears, better than we thought. At the Cardinals, also better than we thought. Cardinals are a 1.5-point favorite in the desert against Caleb Williams, who is starting to look like I thought he would.
I'm going to take the Cardinals.
You like Kyler Murray, huh?
I don't like him, but I think he's got what it takes to get this game done.
I'm going to take the Bears. I think their defense is better, and Caleb Williams just keeps getting better every week.
Okay.
I'm going to stick with my estimation of what I think he is.
Right.
I think he's just going to get steadily better, which means the Bears, who have been winning games, they're 4-3, they're not being slouchy.
Mm-hmm.
I think that he's going to have a little something to say about it. So we disagree on that one. Next, big game in the North, Mike. The Lions go outdoors for the first time this year. And we'll go visit Love and the once again good. How does this fucking team get quarterbacks every time? I'm just so sick of it. My whole fucking life, except for 2 years, they've had quarterbacks. And the 1-2 year stint where they didn't have quarterbacks, the guy wasn't terrible. Mikowski, I think was his name. They used to call him the Magic Man. He wasn't terrible. So what gives? I mean, I don't understand
Title
it,
town.
but I am going to take the Lions. I think the Lions are just a better team. It's 2.5 points for the home team. Packers are a 2.5-point dog.
Yeah, this I think the Lions will win too. Despite what I was saying earlier, I think Detroit's defense is really good and very well coached. So
Yes.
I'm going to take Detroit.
LA Rams and Seattle Seahawks. Rams are a 1.5-point road favorite at the 12th man. Boy, I wouldn't touch this game with a 12-foot pole.
Yeah.
But since I have to, I'm going to take the Rams. Better quarterback. I'm just going to base it on that.
We're going to go with the Seahawks.
Just to go against me.
Just to go against you, and I flipped a coin in my head.
Oh, douchebag. That's a hell of a fake flip. Okay. Battle of Dome teams. The Indianapolis Colts are 5-point dogs in Minnesota. Losers of 2 in a row after their 5-0 start. Sam Darnold coming down to earth a little bit. Joe Flacco getting the start now in Indy. He's been named the starter the rest of the way, and that old prick has looked pretty good everywhere he plays except for the Jets. What do you think?
The Vikings are going to win. I think I think they're going to beat up on the Colts.
I'm going to take the Vikings too because they're home and 5 points is less than a touchdown. So I'll take the Vikings too. I think it'll be a good game.
Well,
Baker Mayfield.
You think it's going to be a good game? Their quarterback just quit in the middle of the game.
Dude, Flacco's starting now. That's why I think it's going to be a good game.
Oh, Flacco is starting. Okay.
Yes, he is. Tampa Bay Bucks on the road. Heavy underdog, 8.5 points to the Chiefs with newly acquired DeAndre Hopkins.
Oh, man. What's the spread?
8.5.
I'll take the Bucks.
I'm going to say Mahomes and DeAndre go nuts. I'm going to take the Chiefs. Chiefs win by 20 points.
Oh.
Buccaneers are too Jekyll and Hyde for me, Mike. They're up and down.
Yeah.
Kind of all over the place. Now, if really good Baker Mayfield shows, it'll be a good game. If Kansas City's defense gets to them, which is what I'm thinking, because their defense is really good and the Bucs line ain't that great, then I think that it could go the other way real quick.
Okay, fair enough. Well,
and that was the Monday night game.
That is the Monday night game. That will complete week 9.
That will complete
halfway through the season.
Unbelievable. World Series over, baseball done. We're literally smack in the middle of football season with my shitty ass team and your team trying to hold off the up and coming Commanders of Washington. Frankie Steelers just keep fucking winning. And they annoy me because it doesn't seem to matter who's wearing black and gold. That team always has a chance. And I got to attribute it to Tomlin. Tomlin's guys will run through a wall for him. He always has a good defense. Defense keeps you in games, and defense wins championships. And Pittsburgh always seems to fit that bill with it. Now that we're at the half-point season, if we look at the two conferences, say the Chiefs have to be definitely the favorite to repeat.
Absolutely.
I don't think there's any way around that.
I have seen this movie before. I can remember a 2016 Patriots coming off a Super Bowl win and going undefeated and then losing in the Super Bowl to a shit team.
Whoa.
Oh, I'm sorry. Am I offending you?
I am not. Whoa. I am not a Giant fan. Okay, I'm gonna preface this with that, but I'm gonna tell you to stick that up your ass. I'm gonna tell you why. That team went to Green Bay and won in Green Bay in 0-degree temperature.
Yeah.
That team went on the road to Dallas, who was the number 1 seed, and beat them.
Dallas.
The point is the Giants were the wild card, went on the road and earned their way to that,
Listen, they
including beating the Patriots. You cannot say they were a shit team, Mike. You can't say that.
Eli Manning sucks.
Wow.
Always has, always will.
Really?
The only person he ever beat was Tom Brady, and he's very lucky that dude was riding his high horse into that game.
You beat him twice.
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 Opened it up for us in 17. Thanks, Eli.
Yeah, it's okay. You went to bet against the Patriots. Just don't forget that.
We did.
So
did you last week.
Now I think the NFC is a little more convoluted. You know, everyone was jockeying Minnesota in the beginning. I told you from Jump Street this was not gonna. They weren't gonna keep just winning games. It wasn't gonna happen. You know, the Eagles are up there. The Commanders are up there. You still have to talk Minnesota. You have to talk Lions. You might even have to talk Packers. 49ers maybe by default in the West, though I don't know how good they are until they get McCaffrey back and they get their whole shit situated. Though Brock Purdy looks pretty good. I'll give him that. I would say right now the Lions are probably the favorite. If I had to
Lions
go.
right now. So if we ended the season today, the Lions would be the number 1 seed, followed by the Washington Commanders.
Oh boy.
So Washington would go to play.
Let's talk about Washington for 1 second.
5-2 Philadelphia Eagles.
Did you see that game last week? The Hail Mary?
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you why I loved it. Because that asshole from Chicago, when talking shit to the fans, yapping his fucking yapper instead of playing football, and had his shit pushed all the way in. All the way in. You know what? Don't talk shit during the game, son.
No.
Don't do that. Don't
Take
you
that
put
as the biggest learning lesson, that biggest lesson of your life.
I'll tell you what.
The game ain't over until there's zeros on the clock, and the referee says the game is over.
My favorite part
begun to sing.
Is that he tipped the ball that ended up getting caught.
Oh, was he the one that tipped it? So that's amazing. That is amazing.
That you could not write it up better.
So
right?
Sometimes the best jokes write themselves.
They really do. And listen, when it comes to football, right? I've learned that good luck comes with good play. You know, generally when your team does things the right way, a little bit of lady luck falls on your side.
Because you're in the right spot.
And when you're a shit dog like the Jets, bad things happen. You get all the bad luck. The tip balls go to the other team. You fall half a yard short of the first down. But in Washington's case, they're winning games. They have the good juju going on. And they get the 55-yard. Let me tell you something. I'm going to give Daniels credit on that Hail Mary. While it's a Hail Mary, he had to keep that play alive for about 10 seconds running around. Yeah. He ran right. He avoided the rush, ran back left, knew how far he had to step up to be able to get close to the end zone because that shit was a 65-yard chuck, Mike. And he steps up. He lets it go. And the football guards looked at him and said, "Oh, we bestow you with the Hail Mary." Everyone say, "Amen, amen." And it happened. And they got the Hail Mary, and they win the game. Good luck comes with good play. The Commanders are a problem, Mike.
Yeah, listen, they're a good team. They're winning games. They're figuring it out. But we all know pressure makes diamonds. So now, not to say that wasn't the most pressured situation that you're ever going to face in football. That obviously is a Hail Mary in the middle of the field to end the game is like, this game's over. Like
that's 90%. That's 90% luck. Yeah. 90 to 95% luck. Maybe there's a little bit of skill involved with the tip ball and the catch in the end zone, being aware.
Oh yeah,
but 90 to 95% luck.
And that ball had to get tipped that way. And what are you told as a defensive back?
Knock it down.
Knock it down, not up.
Knock it down. Don't bang it up. Bang it down.
Hit it down.
Do this to it.
Not to bring it up again. Super Bowl the Eagles were in. Tom Brady throws. Tom Brady chucks that ball up. What is anybody in Philadelphia thinking? Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
It's up there. It's going. It's dropping. And who's there? The 6'7" gargantuan himself, Gronkowski.
Yep.
And the ball got tipped, and everybody's jumping around me. They're all celebrating. I'm still like this. Waiting for a flag, waiting for the game is over. All you have to hear. You play until the final whistle.
It's got to be when it's over. Every second matters. Every play matters. Every inch matters. I always try to teach my teams that if you scratch for the extra 3 inches here, and someone on another play gets another 3 inches, and on third down there's another extra 3 inches, that's an extra yard that might have been the difference between the first down and not getting the first down. Might be the difference between going for it on 4th and 1 or punting on 4th and 2. There's always that extra grind of every second of every play matters, and you can't disregard it. You just can't, No.
And I think, like I said, that should be a big learning experience for that kid. But the sad part is that's the way football is going now. It's all show. These guys, and I don't want to sound like the pure, like I'm the most pure lover of football, and you should just win and shake hands and walk away. But the shit that's going on, like I have kids now that are going like this with their shirt to show off a gun.
I'd cut that kid.
No, it wasn't our kid. Excuse me. I
didn't say it was your kid. I said I'd cut that kid.
Yeah, exactly. And it's one like, yeah, you're sorry, dude. Like, who do you think you are? And it's just sickening. It's sickening. And I'm not the biggest fan of the guy, but Tom Brady said it best: is it starts at my level.
Yeah,
where the kids are at, and you're not teaching them fundamental football. That's what it extends to.
It's beyond the fundamentals too, Mike. It's the proper football mentality.
15 years later, that's what you get. A guy
right,
running
because
down
they're not being taught the team first mentality.
Right.
It's about them.
Right.
Their parents tell them it's about them. Right. You want to be a pro. You want to be this. You have to do it. Listen, football is the biggest team-oriented sport out of them all.
Absolutely.
It's the one that requires the most teamwork, and your success depends on your teammates. Kids, are you listening? I hope you are.
It's Uncle Turk.
I hope you are, because I'm trying to teach you something. If you're a great player and you're on a shit team, you ain't going nowhere. Team first, everybody. Keep it a bean. Keep it real. Up in this John. Yeah.
Up in this John.
That's right. That way your Philadelphia folks understood too. I wanted to understand. I was talking to everybody.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So,
yeah. You know what?
Well, Mike,
they probably wouldn't understand.
No, they probably wouldn't. But Mike, when we get to the next show, hopefully we will have more info on Frank, which I'm hoping for. We still wish him well and want him to get better. We want him back on the show. Frankie, we're thinking about you when you see this. You're always in our thoughts over here. So get your ass back here so that way I can make fun of you and call you names. And that way you can, make fun of the Jets, because the thing that's probably eating him up most is that he hasn't been able to give me shit about that Pittsburgh game yet.
Yeah.
I'm sure the first shit he gives me is going to be about that.
Yeah. Might be the first thing he says.
Might be the first thing he says. So looking forward to that. Next week we will get more NFL, and we will now start diving deeper into the other sports. We will get deeper into basketball, as we will now be 3 weeks into the season. We will be 4 weeks into the hockey season. And we just keep chugging along here on the Battle for I-95, Mike.
That's it. Another shout out to my kids. They won again, 7-0. That's 3 in a row.
Good job, Coach.
Playoff spot.
Good job, Coach.
We're going to be playing a tough team this week. Let's shock the world, or at least the Northeast.
There you go. Shock the Northeast. Go get him, Coach Mike. I wish you best of luck, everybody. This has been the Battle for I-95 podcast, as always brought to you by Easy Moving. Moving's hard. Do it the easy fucking way. You know, servicing Fairfield and removal of New York. I am Turk. That is Mike. This is the battle for I-95, and we are out. Peace
Go
out,
Birds.
bitches. No, go Birds. Fuck you.
Go Birds.
Fuck you.
Go Birds.
Fuck you.